colors is obviously like options, but you will see where the difference is, because with options, as I said, with options, when you're asked about options, just here you have two options. You have two options, and these two options, it all depends. Are you a borrower or you are an investor? Now, you must identify, you must look at the question and see whether a company is borrowing or whether the company is investing. Okay? If you realize that the company is borrowing, if it is borrowing, that means that it is a borrower. So they must start. Option is you're buying, okay? First of all, just understand that you are buying as you hedge the risk. Now the question will be, what are you buying? Are you buying a put option or a call option? Okay, so if you're a borrower, you are going to buy, a put option. Then if you're investor, you are going to buy, if you're investor, you're going to buy a call option. That is to the side of options. Why you as a borrower, why are you buying put option? You want to cap the interest. You don't want the interest to over increase. So you enter into an agreement that, yes, I'm a borrower, but let's agree that at a point I'm paying. Let's agree that maybe you say that it is 9%. You hedge the rise or the increase in the interest rate, because you know that you as a borrower, if the rate keeps on increasing, you are going to pay more. So you hedge against increase in interest rate. You cap. Here, this is the cap. This is the limit beyond which you don't want that rate to exceed. So here you're capping the interest rate increase, okay? Then if you are an investor, your worry is about the fall in interest rate, because if you are an investor, you want higher return on your investment. So it means that buying call option is going to help you to set a floor, set a minimum limit, okay? Call option will help you to set a minimum limit below which you don't want that interest to okay, you don't want your rate to go below that floor you have set. You can agree, you as the investor, that I am ready to lose, but up to a minimum of, let's say, 4%, because the interest rate can reduce. But you as an investor, you are saying, I'm willing to lose, but up to a minimum of this. I am protecting myself as an investor. I don't want the rate to fall below this limit. So here, this is always what we call floor, or the minimum limit. And who sets the minimum limit? The investor. You as a borrower, you cannot set a minimum limit. Okay, you just always know why are you hedging. You are hedging just to avoid the increase as a borrower, to avoid the increase in the interest rate. So that is about option. That is about options. Okay, that's about options. Now, when it comes to callers, now you realize that with callers, now where is the difference between options and the callers? It's something that you need to understand. With callers, you're going to find that the difference is in the way that the person who is going to hedge, is dealing with two options. at the same time. Here you, with callers, you'll find that you are dealing with two options at the same time, okay? And you're going to see these options that we talk about, two options at the same time. And what are these options? You will realize that one, if you realize that if you are the person you're going to, if you're going to hedge, you are going to start by, let's say, buying. You're going to start by, let's say, buying. If you start by buying, let me say, if the person is going to hedge, if he's buying, let's say, a put, then at the same time, is going to sell. At the same time, is going then is going to sell a call. If you start by buying a put, then you will have to sell at the end. You have to sell a call option. Then if you start by buying, if he's buying, just I'm trying to summarize, but you're going to understand more. He's buying a call, then you are going to also look at the side of buying a put, at the same time also looking at, because you bought a put, then you must sell now a call. So if you start with buying a call, then you are going to sell, you're going to sell a put. But at this point, you should be understanding what is a call, what is a put. Every time you hear the word call, at least you should know what a call means, what a put means. Okay. And also with these things, it is good to know. Okay. No, these things, when you start talk too much, you confuse. Now, we will need to know when should you buy and when should you sell, because it is also very, 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 very key. Very, very, very key. Okay. Now, a put, as I said, a put is always a capping rate. Okay. A put whereby, as I said, when you look at this, you as a borrower, most of the times you're buying a put. Why? You want to cap the interest. You want to set a minimum, rather a maximum limit. So when you hear about a put, that is like a capping rate, a maximum limit, beyond which you don't want your interest rate, the interest rate, to go beyond that limit. Okay. Then a core is just a core. A core is you look at it as a minimum limit. Okay. Now, with callers, as I said, we have two options. You will find that you are looking at buying. It can be buying a put. You have one side, then this side you have, you buy, then you must also look at the same time. Here you're looking at two things at the same time. Buying a put, then you also sell. Once you say buy a put this side, then you must sell this side. You must sell a call. Okay, a call option. Now, this one, as you look at your questions, we will always, as we said, that this one is a maximum limit. We will always look at our strike price. You look at your strike price and ask yourself, from these 2 or 3 or what is the highest, which strike has a higher rate? Okay, so you look at your strike price or your exercise price, then you choose the higher rate, where you have a higher figure. Because in an exam, you'll find that you have like two strike prices or 3. It's not a must that they always give you 2. They can give you even 3. Okay, so as you look at put, you are looking at what? At a higher rate. As I said, that this one is a put, you are capping a rate, you are putting a maximum limit. Then when it comes to sell a call, then you will always look at the strike price here, the strike price, then you choose the lower rate. Okay, here you are doing 2 things at the same time. Okay, then as you choose your strike price, obviously you will be having a column for put, having maybe different months. Of course, you'll be needed to know which contract are you dealing with. Once you know the contract you're dealing with, it could be March, June, or September, December. Then ask yourself now, what is the premium given? What is the premium that I should pay or I should receive, depending on the question you're dealing with? So here you will choose a premium. Of course, you'll be having a basis. The strike price, you'll be having a strike price at a point where you have a strike price, then move and see what is the premium corresponding to the contract you're dealing with. Okay, a premium, understand that a premium, you can be paying a premium or you can be receiving a premium, depending on the question. Depending on the question, if you're a buyer, you are going to be paying the premium. But if you're a seller, it's you're receiving the what? You're receiving the premium. So it's something that you need it's something that you needed to know. Okay, maybe other things I am going to explain them as we do, because when I keep explaining these things without doing a number, they can look to be hard, yet they are very, very easy. So maybe I will be explaining, but let me highlight on also something which is very, very key. Now, when it comes to the borrower, for the borrowers of, because this is where the concept is more, as you interpret the question. I see my network is on and off. I don't know whether you can hear me.
Go on, you're clear.
Okay. For a borrower here, a CORA involves, will involve buying. As we said, I believe by now you should at least be knowing. If you are a borrower, are you going to start by buying a call option or a put option? At this point, at least you should be knowing. If you are a borrower, you are going to start by buying what? I want to hear from you. By buying what? A call option or a put option?
You buy a put.
Put option.
So a call, if you are a borrower, now this call will involve buying a put option. And why are you buying a put option? You want to cap the cost of cost of borrowing.
The cost of funds, yes.
Because you know if the rate keeps on increasing, then you are going to pay more. Then once you buy a put option, because we are saying that with callers, you are looking at two things at the same time. It's not like options you look at only one side. But here, once you say that you buy a put option, then we are saying that at the same time you're going to sell and selling. Now if you started by buying a put option, you're going to sell what? A call option. Okay? You sell a call option at a lower rate, to establish this lower rate, this call option. It is helping you to establish the floor, the minimum limit, establish a floor or a minimum limit. So what does this one mean? It means that you as a borrower, you will not benefit if the interest rates fall below this level, this floor. You will not benefit. If the rate falls below the rate, this lower rate, you will not benefit. Okay. Maybe also you can write the borrower. The borrower, I don't know whether you have these things, but some of you might be having. The borrower will not benefit. If interest rates fall below this level. Which level are we talking about? The lower limit, the floor. That is number one. Colleagues, as you read the question, you need to know, are you dealing with a borrower or you're dealing with an investor? Okay. If the interest rate rise, okay, the borrower is protected by the cap. Already you have set the cap above which you don't want your rate to exceed. Okay, so you'll be protected, you as a borrower. If the rate increases, you'll be protected by what? By that cap. Okay, that is also something that you need to know. Then also you need to know that if this interest rate, someone has a question? Shakira, you have a question?
Recording in progress.
Okay. So if the interest rates fall, you the borrower will benefit until the interest rate you benefit until this rate until the interest rate. Let me just write and I explain it. Until the interest rate falls to until the interest rate falls to the level of floor. Okay, like now you are a borrower. You set your cap to be, let's say, 9. You set your cap to be, let's say, 9. But you realize that the interest rate is what? Is falling. Okay, is reducing or decreasing. Okay. Now you can remember, every time the interest rate is reducing or falling down, like you'll find that you're going to pay less borrowing cost. You are benefiting as a borrower due to the decrease or the fall in the interest rate. But we are saying you can benefit in this flow up to a flow. If our flow is 4, you can benefit up to this flow. Okay. Now, below this, you will compensate. Below this, you will need to compensate, because here you will find that this was your lower limit you set. So below this, you will need to compensate now. You will compensate. So I am going to add something after this statement, and I say that if the interest rate, if the interest rates falls below this level, the level we are talking about is this 4, below this level. Okay, then the borrower, the borrower, will have to compensate. Will have to compensate. You have to pay. You have to pay the compensation, and you're paying this compensation to. You have to pay this compensation to the purchaser. Because you remember here, you're buying a put and also selling a call. Because now you will be selling it to this person, the purchaser. So you compensate the purchaser of the call option. Let me hope it is clear. Let me hope it is clear. If the rate falls below this, then you have to compensate. You have to compensate. Okay. Now, what then when it comes to investor or to the lender, for investor, but in case there is a question here, please, you feel free to ask. Where you need more clarification, you can ask. For the investor, what I'm writing here, we are going also to put it into consideration as we do numbers. Okay, for investor, what will happen is that now for investor, you start by doing what? Because they are same steps. For investor, you start by doing what?
You buy a call option.
Yeah, true. So here for investor, a caller will involve buying a call. Why? You as an investor, why do you start by buying a call? You have to first set a floor. Okay. Buying a call option. A call option to establish a floor. Okay. For the interest rate. You're protecting yourself. You have to first protect yourself for the interest rate. Okay. And after, when you start by buying a call option, it means that you will need to do what? To sell, and selling what? Selling a put option. Okay. Now here you will be selling a put option at a higher rate. Because you started by setting a lower rate, now you must set a higher rate. Why are you setting this higher rate? You need to establish, simply establish, because with put option, you are just establishing a cap, the maximum limit to establish a cap. That is here, you the investor, the same way I said here, you the investor, here I talked about the borrower. So here you the investor will what? Will not benefit. If the interest rates rise above this limit, above this level. Which level? The higher limit we are talking about here. And you're going to see that on point number 3. Now, point number 2, if the interest rates. Now, as I said here with number 2, if the interest rate rise, you are the borrower, you are protected. You will not pay too much borrowing cost. The same applies to investors. Because they started by buying a call option to protect themselves, we are also going to say that if the interest rate fall, okay, if the interest rate fall, because that is always the worry of the investors, that is their worry, the interest rate to fall, the return on investment to fall or to decrease, they are going to lose. But here we are saying that because you are entering into this kind of arrangement, if the interest rate fall, you the investor, yeah, I'm going to say the investor is protected by the floor, The rate will not fall below the floor. Huh? That is the minimum limit. You are protected by that minimum limit you set. Okay. Then finally, we are going to say that now here, using this point number 3, if now here we are talking about the investor. If the investor, if the interest rate increase, the investor will benefit, because if you are an investor and you see that the return on investment is increasing, you are actually benefiting. So if the interest rate increase, the investor will benefit until you benefit until the interest rate rises to the level of the cap. Okay, what do we mean? The same way I was explaining this this one. If the rate increases above this limit, if it goes beyond this limit, for you are increasing. Remember, you started by setting a lower limit. Now, if the interest rate increases, you are benefiting as the investor. But we are saying you are going to benefit up to this cap. You benefit up to this cap. Beyond this, you will need to compensate, because that's why you entered into this into this arrangement. So beyond this cap, you will need to compensate. So we are going to say that we are going to say that if the interest rate rise above this level, the level we are talking about here is the cap. Then the investor will have to pay the compensation. So as we do numbers, as we do this calculation number, we are going to reach at a level where we are going to be asking ourselves who should pay the compensation. Okay, we'll need to pay the compensation. Who? You pay the compensation to the purchaser of the put option. Colleagues, once you understand these things, you realize that also chorus as the area is not hard. So we are going to start. This theory is enough to help us to start on calculations. Okay, so we are going to switch to calculation. So we are going to use our same number. Let me say, I believe you have that question.
But I was still writing. First scroll up.
I believe. Is it okay? Someone is writing. Are you seeing my screen?
I can see it now. You can go on.
Okay. So I believe you have those questions that I sent in the group. The first document that I sent. Okay, which screen are you seeing? Which screen are you seeing? Someone to confirm?
Question screen.
Okay, so we are going to use this question still. We have handled forward rate agreements, we have handled interest rate futures, we have handled options. Now let's look at callers using the same question. Using the same question. They have never asked about callers in these past paper questions. They have never asked about callers. Okay. They have never asked about colleagues. I have to protect some of you. No, it's night. Okay. Now, this question, what are they telling us? For which now? Let me remove this. Okay. They are telling us that I believe by now you know this question was about what? This question was about what? Borrowing or investing? Those who have been following, this question was about what? Borrowing or investing?
It was about borrowing. Sorry, investing. Investing.
Whereby they told us that it's here. The company expects to receive 27 million on the 31st January 2024 and wants this money to be invested. Okay, so this company was going to invest this money for 5 months. So here the company is investing. Very, very, very key. Now, once you know that the company is investing, now what are you going to do? Okay, so let's write and say, because now I have to read the question as we write. We don't have much time. We are going to say that since this company was called what? Let me see. This company was SUL. Since SUL expects to expects to invest on which date? They want to invest on which date? They expect to invest on which date?
1st September.
And they expect to invest on the 31st Jan. They want to receive this money. They expect to receive this money on the 31st January, isn't it? So it means that it's also the same date they are going to invest. So since SUL, let me go back at my, since SUL expects to invest on the 31st January 2024, they will do what? They will start by doing what? They are going to buy what? They are going to buy what? They are going to buy what? Call or call?
They are going to buy a call option.
They are going to buy a call option. Since SUL expects to invest on the 31st January, do they normally use they will buy? Or they use she or he? They will buy now. As you say, they will buy a call option. We need to know which kind of call option. Is it June? Is it March? Is it December? Okay. Which contract here?
They'll buy a March callers option.
Colleagues, remember the one the one you consider is that one to expire first. The one to expire first after your transaction date. This is your transaction date or your investment date. So which caller is going to expire first, or which contract is going to expire first?
A March callers.
Okay. So it will be March. It will be March. It will be March. So we are going to say that since SUL expects to invest on the 31st January 2020, they will buy March. They will buy March call option. At what? They are going to buy it at what? They are going to buy it at what? Now you come this side. You come this side. Let me go back to the question because I want you to understand how we are doing this. Are you seeing this table where you have strike? You're going to buy March call option at what rate?
Sure.
You have the table. You have the table. Remember call. What did I say about call option? Do you consider the higher rate or the lower rate?
Since a call option is for investing, you consider the higher rate.
Mpora. Call option sets a floor. Are we together? Call option sets a floor. The minimum limit. It sets the minimum limit. You are investor. You are protecting yourself by setting a minimum limit. You don't want the rate to go below that, because you as investor, your worry is about interest rate falling. So you set a floor at the start, the minimum level. So from these two, which one are you going to consider? First change them into percentage. 100 minus this, 100 minus which one is higher? Which one is minus 94.25? Then if you get to 100 minus this, what do you get? 5.75. Then 100 minus 95.25, you get 4.75. So we are going to go with this one. We are going to go with this one because it's the one that gives us the lower limit or the floor. Colleagues, as I said at the start, core sets a floor, the minimum limit. That's why I started with these things. Core sets a minimum limit. So you must, even you read these statements. A call will involve buying a call option to establish a floor. So you need to first set a floor, the lower limit, okay? Which is at, this is at 4.75%. And pay a premium. Are you going to pay or you're going to receive? You are an investor and receive a premium of, you're going to receive a premium of how much? You come back here. You're dealing with calls. What these figures you're seeing here are premiums. December, March, June, these are premiums, and they told you that premiums are already in percentage. And you are dealing with March call option. This is a March call option. So which premium are you going to choose? You are going to choose the premium that corresponds with the strike price. So this is your strike price. So you will choose this premium. Okay. So you will receive that. You want we move together where you are not understanding? Don't wait for me to proceed and say I have not understood here. You ask, we move together. Okay, and receive a premium of this. Okay. Okay.
I thought a premium would pay. I thought a premium was a payment.
Don't just say it was a payment. Understand who you're dealing with. What you're dealing with, investor. Investor is the one to receive, isn't it? If you are a borrower, you pay the premium. If you are an investor, you are the one to receive this premium. If we are dealing with a borrower, then the borrower would be the one paying the premium. But here we are dealing with investor. Investor is the one to receive this premium. Yes, all of you are buying. Sorry. You are correct. Are you seeing this word? You're correct. Since SEL expects to invest, they will buy. As long as you're buying, you're going to pay the premium. Yeah. You're correct. You're going to pay a premium. Because we start by buying. As you buy, whether you are a borrower, whether you are an investor, you start by buying. The difference is here. Are you buying a call or you are buying a put? That's where the difference is. But all of you, since you start by buying, you will pay the premium. So you are paying a premium of 0.098%. And okay, we have to add something, and we say and we will simultaneously, because we said that we are looking at two things at the same time, buying and selling. So we will say that and we will simultaneously sell. You're selling match put option. Because you started by buying match call option, then you must also at the same time sell the match put option. Match put option at what? At what rate? Remember, put sets what? Colleagues, put sets what?
The maximum.
The
The cap.
maximum. So we go to match. We go to match. As you look at put, this side now we are looking at put. It sets a maximum. So you will stand where you have a strike price that gives you a higher rate. And we saw that it is this one. This one will give us 5.75. Okay, 5.75%. Okay, and because here you are selling, I want to move together. Because here you are selling, you will be the one to receive a premium and receive a premium of what? You're going to receive a premium of what? You stand where you have that strike price of 5.75 here, and look at your match contract. The premium will be this one.
And how did you get that 5.7, the put option at 5.75?
100 minus this, what do you get? 100 minus this, what do you get?
You get 5.75.
Is it clear now? Huh?
Why are we considering it? Why are we considering it as the put what? Option strike price?
Okay.
Diego Leon after signing at Manchester.
Okay, we are considering it. Remember, we have two strike prices. We have strike price. We have two strike price. One, we have the first one gives us 5.75, isn't it? Then the second one gives us what? It gave us what?
4.75.
4.75. Now the question is, this rate, is it a call? Is it a put? Remember the understanding of put caps sets a higher rate. Okay. Then
Okay.
call sets a floor, the minimum limit. So that's why I'm saying under put we are using this. Then under call we are using this. You get it?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Colleagues, we move together. Feel free to ask. Feel free to ask, because you have to understand these things together. So you will have to receive, because here you are selling a put option, you will receive a premium of how much? The rate is what? We saw that rate. I didn't copy it. Let me go back. You're standing here, you're using this strike price, so you move in the same row, match contract, the strike, you receive a premium of 0.0994. Already your those figures are in percentages, so it will be this percent. Okay, so colleagues, that is the first statement you can present as you answer. Okay, as you answer. Okay, so from this, because you are paying premium and at the same time receiving premium, you can get net. You can get net premium. See which position are you in? Are you in a payable position or in a receivable position? So get net premium. Net premium. Is it a payable? Here you are paying a premium of this, and you're receiving a premium of this. Is it a payable or a receivable? You are paying more. Here you are paying more, isn't it? So it will be net premium payable. You are paying more compared to what you're receiving. So it will be 0.098% minus 0.094%. What do you get as your premium? As your net premium payable? Zero point zero nine eight.
Thank you.
0.04.
Some of you now on your calculator, you're confused, eh? It is
0.004.
4 times 10 power negative 3. So that 4 should come in the
0.00.
fourth place. So it is 0.004. The 4 should come in the third place. And that is the percentage. So this is a payable. This is the payable. This is the payable. Okay, so next step. Next step. Next step, we are going to look at if without wasting time, if the interest rate increases by what? You saw in the question we were dealing with two different we were dealing with two scenarios where the interest rate was increasing by, well, it was what? By 1.1 and also to decrease by 0.6. So we are going to say if the interest rate increase by 1.1% at what? What was our original CBR?
4.2.
4.2 plus 1.1 you get, so it will increase to 5.3%, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is 1.1 plus our current CBR. So what will happen? As I said here, you are looking at two things concurrently, simultaneously. So you will be having, first wait, don't rush to write. You put here buy. We started by doing what? We are starting by buying. By buying, here we bought to buy core. Then sell this side. Let me say this side you sell what? Put. Okay. Then you are going to look at the reason why you're doing this is to see, the reason why we are doing this step is to see whether we have a gain or a loss, whether we should exercise or not. Okay, so you will put here your strike price or exercise price. The exercise price here, already you have this thing. The exercise price, if you buy a call option, the exercise price is what? 4.75, isn't it? That is the exercise price. Then if you sell a put, the exercise price is 5.75. Okay. Then the question is, what is the closing? I didn't do this step because we have been doing the closing features. You will be having the closing features price. Those who have been following, what was our closing features price? Those who have been following, what was our closing features price? Because I don't want to repeat that step. We have those. We did that under interest rate features. We did that under interest rate option. So you just open your book and tell me what was the answer.
5.64.
5.64.
5.64.
It should be the same if the interest rate increases. Here we are dealing with if the interest rate increases. 5.6.
6.4.
It should be the same here. 5.64. If you don't know how we are getting this, you listen to that recording on options. On options. Now the question is, should we exercise or not? Should we exercise or not? Remember now, this is here you are paying. Here, this is buy. It means that you're paying. You're paying. You're the one paying this. You're the one paying. We are saying that if you exercise, you will pay this rate. If you don't exercise, you will pay this rate. So the question is, can you exercise or not? See where you have a benefit. Do you have a benefit on exercising?
Yes.
No.
Yeah. If you exercise, you pay less.
You pay less.
You pay less. Here we are buying. There is this word buy. It means that you are buying at this rate. If you exercise, you will pay this. If you don't exercise, you will pay this. So you rather exercise because it's where you have a benefit. So here you exercise. Then here.
No.
No, you don't exercise.
You understand these things very well. Here you are selling.
You said what? Yeah.
If you are selling, what is your where do you benefit more? You benefit when the rate has increased, isn't it?
Yes.
So if you exercise, the rate is you will receive. You will be receiving at this percentage. You will be receiving at this percentage. If you don't exercise, you will receive the interest at this. So here you also do what?
Exercise.
Here you exercise. Are we together, colleagues? Have you understood this step? Anyone confused? Okay, let's move on. Now, if you find that you are saying that exercise, so it means that you have a gain. Look for the gain. And how do you get the gain? The difference. The difference between two things. The difference. If you don't exercise there, you don't need to compute for, or you don't need to look for the gain. Okay. Okay. Who is to compensate? Who is to compensate? Who is to compensate? Who should pay the compensation? Okay. Remember, a call, you start by setting what? A lower limit. Here.
Yes.
The lower limit. Okay. And from what we indicated here is that if the interest rate increase, the investor will benefit until the interest rate to the level of cap. If the interest rate rise above the limit, then the investor will have to pay the compensation. Don't you see that here the investor is going to pay the compensation? The investor will compensate. And this investor is going to compensate at what? At how much? He will compensate the same. This one. The difference. Then here, who will compensate? Are you the one to compensate, or you're the one to receive?
there the investor will receive.
Here the investor will receive.
Yes.
Here investor will receive the banker. Here let me
The
say
bank will compensate.
the banker pays. The bank pays. Let me hope we have not missed that. Okay, here the banker compensates with this. So you get the net. You get the net. Here the investor pays. Investor pay the bank. You pay the bank. Then here the banker will pay you. So get the net, you net off and see whether you are in are you in a net position or in a receipt? Here you are paying. This is a negative. This is a negative. So you get this plus this. So as you do your net outcome, at the point of talking about the compensation, you'll have to carry this figure. Okay. So last step, we look at the net outcome. The net outcome, you start with the actual cost. No. This is the return. So actual return, this is an investor. So actual return, remember from this question, we saw that as you invest, you are investing at CBRS. You are investing at CBR. We saw that you're investing at CBR rate less 30 basis points. So your actual return will be the CBR now, but less 30 basis points. Remember, 30 basis points is 30 over 100, which is 0.3%. So the actual, as you get your actual, it will be, the current rate is what? The rate has increased 5.3. So it is 5.3 minus that basis, 0.3%. What do you get? That is 5%, isn't it? Then you look at it, you bring your compensation here. You bring your compensation. And the compensation, this is you're compensating. You're the one now compensating. You bring that figure as a negative. Since you're the one who compensating, you're paying. You bring that figure as a negative. If you are the one, if I told this figure was a positive, then you bring that figure as a positive. Okay. Then next, we had the premium. Was it a premium payable or receivable? We had a premium payable. You bring also that premium, the premium payable. And that premium was what? Was negative what? It's a payable, so it is a negative 0.004. You're the one paying. Okay. Then this one will be then finally, what will be will it be a net gain or remember what you're getting is the final answer. If we get this plus negative this plus negative this, so this is your net. It's a net receipt. Net receipt, which act as your effective interest rate. This is effective interest rate that you're looking for. This is your final answer. That is in a situation where the rate has increased by 1.1. Now the question is, if the rate decrease, if the rate if the interest rate, but colleagues, are we together? Hmm? Are we together? Are we moving on the same pace?
Yeah.
Others,
We
where
are.
other I don't know. Are we together, colleagues? Who is lost? Hmm? If you lost somewhere, if you have not understood some steps, you say you repeat on this. Okay, if the interest rate decrease, by what? By 0.6, by 0.6. What? What? From which rate to from 4.2
4.2 minus 0.6.
What do you get?
3.6.
3.6.
3.6.
Pardon? And there is another 3.
Yeah.
4
Yes.
minus 0.6. Ah, where are you getting that 3?
It is 3.6 net.
Hmm? Okay. That 3 maybe will come somewhere. I don't know. But I don't know how you're getting it. Okay. Next, we follow the same steps. Just that let me just copy these things. Here it's the same. Is it still the same? Here, if the rate decreases, is it still the same? If the rate falls by that,
No.
you still use the same?
It is the other side we use.
The other side what?
The exercise prices will be the same,
change.
but the closing features will change.
Exactly. The exercise price will remain the same. The exercise price will remain the same. We had what? We had 5 point what? 5, was it 5?
4.75.
4.75%. Then here,
On 5.75.
5.75. Okay. Then remember here, from our last workings, this one was not the same. Closing features price. What was our figure?
3.94.
3.94%. Then here,
the same.
The same, okay. It's the same because here you are looking at the closing futures. Remember, this closing futures price is always like the market price. Okay, so the question is here, can you exercise or not? You are buying a call. If you're to buy a call, you pay this if you exercise. But if you don't exercise, you pay this. Where do you have a benefit? Exercising or not exercising? If
We
you
don't exercise.
You exercise, you pay the interest at this rate. If you don't exercise, you pay interest at this rate. So here you don't exercise, because if you exercise, you will pay more. Okay, then here sell put. Sell, here you are receiving, you're the one receiving. Yep. Now here, if you exercise, you will receive 5.75. If you don't exercise, you receive 3.94. So here you rather exercise.
Exercise.
Okay, so finally here the gain. So here you are going to get what am I doing? You're going to get the gain, but as you get that gain, you'll be asking yourself, who is to compensate now? Who is to compensate? who is it compensate? Okay, who is it compensate? You or are you the one who compensating, or you're the one who are receiving? Or it's the banker compensating? Who is it compensate? Is it a bank or you? At the start, you set the cap to be, you set the cap to be to 5.75. Okay, and now the rate is below, and now the rate is below, and now the rate is below, is below. So the question is, who is to compensate? The rate is below. Okay.
The bank
From
will
our explanation, if the interest rate rise above the limit, then the investor will compensate, will have to pay the compensation. Now it is not above the limit. It is instead below. Okay, here the banker compensates. I hope we are interpreting this correctly. The banker compensates. The banker compensates this. Okay. So net outcome. You follow the same steps. The actual return. The actual return. The actual current, currently, what is, as of now, what is the rate? As of now, the rate is
3.6
but you raise what? You raise the basis.
0.3.
Raise the basis 0.3. What do you get?
3.3.
You get 3.3%. What else do we have? We have the compensation. Compensation received. Compensation received. Which is this one? Do we have the premiums? Yes.
Yes.
The premium payable. What was the premium payable? 0. What? Negative 0.004%. Okay. Then finally, what is the answer? What is our effective interest rate? This plus this minus that. So here you have net receipt of that, which is also your effective. This is your effective interest rate. And colleagues, that's always called as. Any question? That's always called as.
Can you pardon for me how you
How? I can't hear you.
compensation bit of it? how you get to know that this one is the one, or that the bank is compensating the you guys? So I didn't get that point. The compensation bit.
Colleagues, is it my network?
It's her network, but she's asking about the compensation bit. She didn't get it there.
Okay. Let's see. Let's repeat together. Let's repeat. Let's try to understand. Because all of us we are trying to learn. We are trying to learn. Let me use two scenarios. Okay. Where we have gain. Yeah. It was where here. Now, when it comes to call option, call option. Remember, call option, you set a floor. You set a floor. You set a floor. You're setting a floor of 7.75. You're setting a floor. You as who? You as investor. You as investor. You as investor. But now the rate is this one. It has increased. Who is benefiting? The one benefiting must compensate. If you want to understand, the one benefiting must compensate. Now, this is an investor. You set a floor. You set a floor that the rate should not go below this. But now, remember now, the return on investment, look at this as return on, has increased here. Now the question is, who is benefiting? The one benefiting should compensate. My friend, who is benefiting? You as an investor, as long as the rate increases, you benefit. And because you're benefiting, we are saying that it's you to compensate, if you want to understand it. Someone who asked, keep on call. Are we together? Someone who asked.
Yes, sir. Yes, I'm here.
Put, you're setting a maximum, okay?
The ceiling.
A ceiling, yeah, like a cap. So you're setting a cap to be this, okay? This is the cap. Above which, now the rate is this one, okay? The rate is this one, okay? This is the cap. Remember here, if the rate go beyond, let me see. If the rate go below, who is benefiting? If the rate go below this, who is benefiting?
The bank will benefit.
If the rate go below this, the banker will be the one benefiting. Whereby we are saying that the one benefiting should pay. The one benefiting, I think that's what the one benefiting should pay. Here the banker pays. Is it the same scenario even down that we apply that knowledge? Does it come out?
The bank pays still.
Okay, here the bank pays. I don't know whether it's clear to someone who asked.
It is the same. It is in that direction that mostly in a put, someone sets and says, this is the amount. Let me say I've had 5,000. I shouldn't have interest, receive interest below 5,000. But the moment it reduces to 3,000, then the bank will have to compensate the 2,000 to the borrower.
Okay.
For us.
Because the bank will be the one benefiting as long as
Yes.
the rate for below this. Okay. Okay. Other colleagues, is it clear to you or Shakira? You're the one who had asked.
Yes, it's clear. It's clear. I've got it.
Okay.
Thank
So
you.
we are done with the chorus. Is it hard? They have never asked chorus in an exam. They have never. Now you will meet a question where you're dealing with borrower. In a scenario where a company is borrowing. So as you set up here, you need to know the language to use. Where a company is borrowing, you say since a company expects to borrow on that date, they will buy what? If it's borrowing, they will start by buying what? A put.
A put.
They will start by buying a put. And they buy put. When they buy that put, they pay a premium. So as they pay a premium, you ask yourself, which contract are you dealing with? You're dealing with
Won't they receive a premium?
No, you see, when you're starting, everything is buy.
Oh, yeah.
You start by buying the put or by buying the what? The call. As long as you're buying, you must do what? You must pay a premium. It's at a point of selling where you will be the one receiving. So if you start by buying the put, then you will sell a call and at the same time receive a premium. So you will be very, very careful, especially when you are interpreting the question. Especially when you're interpreting this one. The strike price gives you the position. It helps you to know which premium to take. Now I don't know it is.
Maybe, Abel, maybe someone may ask, how do you know the strike price to put where? That this strike price, I'll put it under a call. This one, I'll put it under a what? A put.
You just, as I said, I explained that. As I said, you immediately first calculate the rates. You first know the rates here. You first know the rates. And after knowing the rates, you know that the higher rate, that is a put. Then the lower rate, that is a call.
Okay.
Then that can give you a picture.
Got it.
Any other? We have I don't know, but we can we also talk about swaps, or you're tired? You use the same knowledge to answer. You use the same here for callers. Use the same knowledge and answer and apply it to May 2023.